Oh, it's got me good. I need to fall back. Well, get back to work. What are you doing?
Oh, right. Hold on. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. My hip.
So what you just saw was one of my many D&D stories accumulated with my close friends playing D&D over the past few years. And I wanted to tell them to you because they still haunt my Dungeon Master in a good way. All the short stories today come from our first campaign we played as a group, known as Curse of Strahd, and they have no particular order. Ah, a vampire! But our party consisted of a destructive Goliath barbarian named Rollier, a muddy addict wizard named Fievel, a pew-pew gunboy fighter that went by the name Belroar, a cranky old swamp druid named Akala, and me, a hot-headed paladin who was cursed to never be able to say no, Lockdrill. So like the start of every great adventure, we got lost, and we needed to find our way to the closest city very fast because night was coming and things get very bad out in Barovia. So with every single little brain cell left that I had, I remembered dwarves know stone cutting, which basically allows me to make a history check to check the origin of the stonework. And with that knowledge, I asked if I could look at the rocks to get an idea if maybe there was a glimpse of civilization nearby. He basically said sure, why not, and then I proceeded to try to remember rocks the only way my character knows how. And just like that, on mostly useless rolls, I rolled a natural 20. Woo! Alright, with my big brain, I figured out the rock has moss on it. That means the city has to be this way. With this natural 20, this allowed us to travel to a local city in about half the time it would have taken us. So after hanging out at the local tavern for the night and getting drunk, we heard rumors of a tower out west to be strangely involved with magic. So we trekked our way over and everything was just dandy aside from almost being mauled by a pack of wolves, but you know, the usual. But after some time, we approached the tower scratched, beaten, and bruised with our spirits still high. That was until the door had a puzzle. Listen, I'll admit our party is great, and sometimes we do cool things, but solving puzzles is actually our biggest downfall. So this door had a magical glyph on it, and we had no idea what to do with it. Also, to mention, this tower had an anti-magic field surrounding it that we didn't know about. So naturally, our first opinion was to blow that thing down with magic. Then we tried to use magic code words, like, "Open the sesame!" We even tried just opening the door. Oh, come on, man. But with our last attempt, I thought I would take matters into my own hands. As I began waddling up to the door, everything became clear at that moment. I must perform dance. So after all that failed, we did what all adventurers do and take a little break to think it over by the fire. That was until we conveniently saw a cart placed near the tower. Now naturally, we gravitated towards the cart to see if there was anyone or if there was any loot around it. But the cart was locked. So being the pot stirrer, in which I naturally am, I leaned in towards the barbarian and whispered, "You should totally use that awesome greatsword of yours to break the door open." Honestly, this kind of made a lot of sense at the moment. Nobody was around, so we wouldn't get caught. Also, it maybe had something we needed in it. So with a little bit more convincing, he got amped up and lifted his sword, got into position, and then... who knew there would be tons of alchemic potions within that cart? On top of that, we really pissed off an NPC who soon found out about her cart as we failed to lie to her by saying a wolf tackled barbarian into it, causing an explosion. And honestly, that's very fair that she'd be mad at us. On to the next story. After one of our trips around Barovia, we got a message sent to us through the power of severe migraines. "Ah, yay, you must be the adventurers. Blah, 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 blah." Okay, the blah 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 didn't happen, but you know, extra flavor. "I want to personally invite you to my castle. Now how do I turn this thing off?" So after regaining conscious at our table, we decided to go outside to see a carriage with no horses or nothing just sitting there. After spending hours negotiating with Swamp Grandma, we decided to get in, which led to the doors basically locking themselves and the carriage starting to drive itself directly towards Strahd's castle.
Oh, great idea. Get in the carriage.
Oh, shut your yap, Grandma. As we approached the castle, the weather went from depressing and sad to doom and gloom raining sideways with lightning slamming everywhere. And when we finally got inside, everything was fine and beautiful. That was until our wizard decided to go snooping around, and then we got jumped by a bunch of gargoyles that almost killed us.
Uh-oh.
So after escaping the jaws of death, we limped over to the dining room where we were supposed to go in the first place. An organ began playing which illuminated the room, and soon, before we know it, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And with his menacing presence, he greeted us and thanked everyone for accompanying him on such short notice.
No, you're okay.
But like half of us ignored him because we were demolishing the food that was in front of us. Also, this was due to the fact that we didn't have any food that looked decent. "Why do you all keep ignoring me?"
Huh?
That's right, they're all just stupid. Blah. "I brought you all here today for a reason. It's because you're all so special to me." And then suddenly, Silence entered the room, and all eating had stopped. That was until... Is it because I talked to rocks? The DM and everyone else tried so hard to hold a straight face until moments later, everyone bursted out into laughter. Because there's nothing like getting to hang out with my very close friends, all while letting go of life at the same time and go on rad adventures and having good laughs. And sure, we go off the rails and make our own rules sometimes, but hear me out. If it makes the moment so much more special for everyone, I'm all for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I plan to make more in between other videos to keep our adventures like visual memories of them, so let me know what you think below. Also, for the mental of my DM dealing with all of our adventures, maybe subscribe, or he'll give you migraine transmissions in your sleep. So until next time, Barovia and soft tacos on Strahd. Huh? Bye-bye!